Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gendron Tarot by Melanie Gendron. Website for them is usgamesinc.com. Feel free to freeze frame and any of that if you would like to, of course. Supportive Oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Website here is it Rockpool? Yep, rockpoolpublishing.com.au as an apple, use an umbrella. Feel free to freeze frame on that if you need to see the spelling. I'm pretty sure if you look up, Stacy DeMarco, though, you'll probably find it quite easily. I think that was one of those websites I went through and I was just like, wow, this is just one of those I could get lost in, because I think there was a lot of different people on that one and a lot of different decks. It's been like months since I went on. I'm not sure if that's the one. Or was it the other one? Who's the other one? I don't know. There's another one. What do we have for Virgo? The cards are just... Are we good? Okay. A lot of cards. But yours are good. I feel like I've said this a lot this time around. I keep telling... like... The sign I'm reading for, they're good. The person you're dealing with, you got the Eight of Wands coming in. You have a bit of fire coming in. Fire on your terms is not bad. But earth and fire, I don't usually see them as easily compatible. How's that? Usually takes a little bit of work. Sometimes I give the example of lava. Like, when earth and fire get really heated and together, it's just kind of get out of the way, it's going to do what it wants type energy. You don't really make anything with lava. You don't control lava. It just does what it needs to do. The truth has come forward is what I keep getting with this. I'm going to actually highlight this. The truth has come forward. Somebody told you the truth. Keep getting like somebody told you the truth. They finally told you the truth. But what does this mean for you? That's the question. Seven of Pentacles, and then the Empress. Seems to be like... I feel like this is really informational. Wands are action. They're fire. Earth is like stability and like where you're standing, your base. You know what I mean? What things are made of. But I'm getting a lot of communication. And even on the other side, I'm getting like the Six of Pentacles, but I'm getting, it still feels like information. Like somebody's telling the earth what the truth is. And you're the representation of the earth, with Virgo being an earth sign. They're telling you the truth. I keep getting its communication. It feels like communication. And it's one of those things where it's the Seven of Pentacles. It came in the dice. Can we really keep this going the way it's been? I feel like that's what's in question. Can I really keep this going the way it's been going? And it's kind of like taking a really hard look at, like, now that I know the truth. Now that I know the truth and I look back at where I've been with this situation, could be a person, could be work, whatever it is. This is very Virgo. I feel like this is right on target for Virgo with the fire coming in. All right, this is the truth. And I'm looking at everything that's come up to this point, that this truth is like explaining, like, well, this, and that's why that was like that, and that's why I couldn't make that happen, and that's why that roadblock happened, and that's why I had that problem. Kind of like I'm seeing it. Now that I know the truth, now I see it differently, and I'm like, now I see what's been going on all this time and why I've been hitting roadblock after roadblock. Maybe not the worst roadblocks. Maybe it's like I hit a roadblock, I had to deal with it, I got around it, kept going, another roadblock, and I'm just like, what's up with these roadblocks? Like, I don't understand why I keep having these issues with people, or a certain person, or a situation, whatever. It just keeps happening. It feels like it's directly connected to this information, obviously. And I feel like you're questioning, like, what's the true bond here? Like, how I viewed myself as a component in this situation versus what's really been there this whole time. Like, it's kind of like, how do I explain this one? It's kind of like when you start a job and you think you have potential to move ahead and that people are going to help you move forward, and then you start realizing that that's never what they wanted. They pretty much wanted you in that position because you did it well. And, sometimes people get hired, and the people hiring them, this does happen, they literally want to fill a spot and forget it. So they don't really want to move you forward, and they'll hire somebody that they not only they think fits that spot, but they feel like they can keep in that spot so they don't have to deal with it again. It does happen. Like, I don't know how often it happens. It seems like it's more prevalent than not, but I could be wrong. Because I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. Like, they hire certain people and they don't really like moving them ahead, not because they don't deserve it, but because they're very comfortable not having to hire somebody else. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to have the vacancy. They don't want to move somebody into this other spot. I have seen it happen before. I don't know why I'm going down this road, but we'll do it. So say you're at level B, whatever that means, or level, I don't know, you're like one up from the bottom, just for argument's sake. That's why I'm saying level B. Who knows how high it goes? So you're the second level up, and there's a opening at level D that you actually have proven you could do. But they'll give an excuse like, well, you haven't gone through C yet, so. And the reason they'll do that is not because they can't move you into D, and not because you wouldn't do good in level D, but because to them it's like, if I can just fill this spot at D, I can just deal with that once, fill that spot, and move on. If I move this person from level B up to level D, then people from A might want to move to level B, so then this is the second thing I'm going to have to do. And then if I move somebody out of level A, I got to fill somebody in level A, so that's the third thing I have to do. Because it's kind of like, if we do it fairly, if we do it the right way, we move people internally up first, and like it becomes an issue. In the sense, to them, it's like more work than I really want to do. If I just fill level D from somebody outside, it's done. I don't have to deal with it anymore, and I don't really want to. I'm sorry, but that does happen probably more often than not. I don't know. I feel like people talk a good game, but when you work at a certain company long enough and you see what happens, and you see how that happens, they keep hiring people from the out into these good positions, but people on the inside are eligible for it, you start realizing what's really going on there. I'm just saying. Not always, granted, but I keep getting this analogy, like maybe that's more prevalent than not. And the reason why they're doing it may not be the best reason. So I'm giving that analogy to just because I feel like there's a lot more serious analogies you could put in there, but I feel like for the people this is going to hit for, you're going to know where it applies. If it hits, you know where it applies. So you're looking back at this kind of like, I thought I had room to move, or I thought this was going to go somewhere, but now that I'm seeing that me coming into this thought I was going to move up and move on and make a great career out of here, that was never what that person had intended for me. That never worked that way. This is not how they do things here. So when I got into this position, I started at level B, and I thought, wow, they must think good of me. I have potential to grow, and looks like they're going to fast track me or something like that. That's not really what was going. They just had that opening. They wanted to fill it and move on with life. I don't know. That's a weird analogy because I feel like that must be specific to somebody. For other people, the truth coming forward it's a relationship thing where you're realizing either somebody has been seeing other people, or somebody is seeing you for the wrong or with you for the wrong reasons. Like maybe they're not very into you, but they just like the security you provide. I don't want to go down analogies because I feel like that's going to be bloody. I really feel like it's the truth being said to you. You know what this is about if this hits, because you're questioning what's real here. How much do I really fit here? What do they really value from me? The other side does seem to feel still very bonded and safe with you, though. You find out the truth, but they feel like it's not going to bother you, like you're going to accept it. I feel like that's odd. Like, they'll just tell you this. They'll tell you the truth, and then it's like you'll stop asking to do something better, or you'll stop trying to make something more than they're willing to do. Like, you're just going to accept it and just resign to your fate. But I'm getting, like, that's not acceptable to you. Which, good for you. It shouldn't be, whatever it is. You got the Ten of Wands. You don't like it, but it's like, I don't like that this is the truth. That's what you don't like. I want to be able to move forward. I want this to still grow. The reason I'm here versus the reason the other person let me be here, whoever this is, situational or like, it's not matching. But now it's kind of like, now it's time for the tough decisions. I don't see you staying with this situation. It's going to have to change one way or another. Because this is, whatever it is, you're like, this is not where I plan to be stagnant for the rest of my life. I have too much life left, too much time left. I'm not just going to sit here and realize, okay, this is as good as it gets. This was not my end game. This was supposed to develop, and now I'm seeing it will not develop. Like, the potential to develop is left. But the thing is, you're seeing it like, not only has it left, it actually was not really there. I was fighting and fighting and fighting. It's like not fighting just an uphill battle, but like trying to scale up a cliff with your bare hands, like without, trying to go up a cliff without any gear, like just trying to do it in your normal street clothes, which is super dangerous. Never do that, please. What I'm getting is like, this is you again self-reflecting, like, this doesn't match where I'm going in life, and I'm not going to accept this, and that's why it's stressful. There's a lot of changes coming in. You're holding strong, and Virgo is great at holding strong, but you're holding strong to your true desires, what you really want. And I feel like this reading is saying, yeah, say what you want, go for what you want. Don't abandon your original ideas or your original goals. If this isn't where you're going to get your original goals, because they gave you the wrong impression, however they did that, but they did, then it's time to balance that out and go somewhere else. And you can do this on your terms. This, I don't know how this is sounding, but it's kind of like you can't have an honorable fight with a dishonorable person. I feel like you were duped a little. So if you hold back how you're feeling about something, and that's the Ace of Swords, that's the Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, the Ace of Swords. You don't have to be forthcoming right off the bat about what you're going to do. You need to decide internally what you want, where you're going to go, then set yourself up for success. Remember, whoever this was, I feel like whoever it was, job or whatever it was, kind of led you along, letting you believe what you wanted to believe, even though they knew it wasn't on track with what they were really going to do. So, one hand washes the other on this one. You keep it to yourself until you're in a position to be completely secure and safe with what you want to do. And if that's a job, you just don't tell anybody you're looking for another job or whatever you're doing, or if you're getting better schooling and that's why you're getting better schooling. If they have to know you're going for schooling, you can just tell them what you need to tell them, because that's what they did for you, so they stay off your back. If this is a relationship and you've decided it's going to end, they decided when they were good and ready that they were going to tell you the truth, you can do the same. When you're safe and secure and you've moved on and you have a place and you feel secure, you're like, well, guess what? I have an apartment now, and I'm going to be living there from now, starting today. I'm living there from now on. And I just thought I'd let you know and just leave, because I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about that at all. I feel like they might have said that too fast. Like, if today they tell you some information, probably it's before this, but they tell you some information and you're like, well, this relationship isn't going to work. They don't need to know that. If it takes you 2 to 3 months to get an apartment, to get your finances set so you can afford that and live your life, if you tell them on the day you're moving in, like you've already moved your stuff in and you're just, that day you're going to stay at that new apartment, that, not only is this relationship over, but I'm living in my new apartment starting today, I don't feel bad for them. Like, they kind of duped you, so if this is what you have to do to safely get out of this situation, I don't think you should feel bad about it. I don't think you should have to have detriment because of how the truth came forward. It should not be just in their favor, because it feels like it's gone in their favor long enough. And maybe that's a nice little harsh lesson that they deserve. I don't feel bad about it. I feel very aggressive about it. I really do. Like, it was weird. When I was shuffling the cards, I could feel a little bit of, like, bite with it. But I feel like that's the balance. Like, if that's what it takes, like, I would be also very careful. I feel like I need to balance this out a little bit because I keep seeing the word balance. I like, just go a little farther with this. If you don't need to do that, don't degrade your own personality in the sense of getting even. That's not where I'm trying to go here. But if, for example, if you're like, well, I tell them today that I'm going to move out, and then they're going to leave you high and dry for 2 months where you have to struggle to pay bills because of information they told you. You know what I mean? I don't think that's, especially if you think that's this type of person, like, they're going to ditch out on you and then you're going to be like struggling for a couple months, because once they realize it's over, they're just going to cut and go. You shouldn't have that detriment too. And I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be going with this. I think I went a little bit too quickly on the harshness there. Evaluate your situation. You decide what's right. Because what I'm seeing is you are changing your situation, and you're gonna realign this so that you're happy. You're not gonna put up with this. You're not gonna just say, oh, I guess that's all I'm getting then. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it for me. I guess I just have to be happy in this job this way, or I have to be happy in this relationship this way, because now that I know the truth, but that's as good as it can get here, and this is all I'm allowed to have. No. The truth is a beautiful thing. But I feel like it's also bringing forth an ending. I'm seeing it over here. I'm more concentrated on your energy. I've read all your cards, but basically, the secret, they're telling you their secrets. That's the Queen of Cups. It's causing the universe, it's causing this relationship to dramatically change. And then I see them, this is like my single card. Is this the 9? Yep. So if it's a relationship, they're single after this. Or if it's a job thing, I feel like whatever it is fine, but you're not going to be a part of it anymore. And I don't see like I don't feel it really hurting the other person. By the way, sovereignty is telling me they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They're not going to like it. I also feel like, I don't know if they're really addressing it correctly, but that's not for you to work out. That's for them to work out. Because I don't know if they're owning it. I'm getting the King of Wands, and I'm also getting the Nine of Swords. It's up to them to see the truth, and that they set this up a certain way, and it's on them. If they were honest with you in the beginning, be this a relationship or a work situation, if they were honest with you in the beginning, I don't think you would have been a part of this situation. You wouldn't have done it, because it's like, that doesn't align with my goals. This isn't going to work for me. I'm not going to waste time here. And Virgo would not have wasted their time there. You just wouldn't have. If you saw the truth, if you were given the truth in the very beginning, you wouldn't have been either a part. You wouldn't have been a part of the situation, no matter what it is. Let's just leave it at that. So, I hope that helps. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.